Okay. This week, what we'd like you to kind of think about doing is sometime by the end of this week, we'd like you to go to Power School, see if you got a one. That just means I either didn't see it, I didn't get it turned in, or you turned it in after I graded it, whatever the case may be. Um, and so we'd like to have take a few minutes if you do have that. It's not for everybody, but some of us um, don't have some things turned in, or I didn't grade them, turned them in after the fact. So drop boxes, find them in here. You can turn things in. Um, you can go through Go Tigers, Community Service, different places are being turned in. Some of them are turned in, and I got to do a little better job. But turning the grand opening in a couple places, it doesn't matter as long as it's turned in, and I'll find it. Lost dog audit, if you could turn it in. Now, if it doesn't let you turn it in, share it with me, and I'll get it via email. And then from there on out, we'd like to keep trying to get it in drop boxes. Part of that is they're not as easily findable, so that's okay. So those are some flyer ones that we just want to get: community service, Go Tigers, grand opening, lost dog. Now we also did two papers: MLA 75, and MLA 2. Those are those MLA papers with the footnotes, the header and page number, and works cited. So double check that you have those turned in. Then you have 139 and 140, the resume and cover letter. So that's what we're asking you to do. We're asking you make sure these are supposed to be done by today. If not, okay, then find some time to get them done. Some of us don't have these turned in, or I can't find them, or whatever. So if you have a one in there, share them with me. Tell me you turned it in, where you turned it in. Email me, whatever the case may be. I don't get notified if you just turn them in after the fact. So do email me or let me know. You can email me a link. You can put them in there and tell me where you put them. You can share them, whatever you want to do. But that's stuff that we would hope to have in by the end of the week. Okay. Today we're going to talk about some letterheads. So a letterhead is just basically, when you have this ruler, and again, we're going to do Microsoft Word today for this one. So Word, you can get it if you don't have it. If you can't find it, you want to use the dashboard or Launchpad, and once you find it, you can drag it to the keyboard, or to the dock. But Microsoft Word is something we're going to use today, just so we can mess around with the text boxes a little easier. We want you got 1-inch margins usually. We want the letterhead to stay inside 2 inches. So if this is the 2, you see this part right here, this 2, we want it to stay, with the margins and the 1, we want it to stay here, because the margin's 1 inch, and then this inch is there. So we want to keep it up top as much as possible. So what's the best way to do that? Well, we're going to insert some text boxes. You go up to Insert, Text Box. You can put a text box in. Okay. And I got the spinning wheel. Hope that didn't last long. Okay, good. And you can put a couple of these, and the reason we're doing them is because you can put them in different spots and you don't have to worry about it. You can move them around a little bit if you need to, whatever the case may be. All right. In there, you can put information, right? And you can you can color them. You don't have to, but whatever, I'm just showing you different things you can do. You can leave them blank. A lot of times on some of these, we would take the lines out. So what would you do here to take the outline? You'd say no outline, and then there's no outline. And we probably, for our purposes for this assignment, see how we take that no fill, no outline, and then there you just click on it, and then it reappears, and then doesn't look like this looks like you're putting things out there on a piece of paper, but really you're moving around a text box. And if you need to arrange it, you can go to arrange and wrap text and move it. Sometimes fixed position, tight, square, those are kind of good because you can move them around a little bit. and you'll be able to make these and keep it as best you can inside that 1 inch margin there. Okay, and you're gonna have to move around a little bit, and you can always manipulate and oops, sorry, get out of that format, document, and if you needed to manipulate the margin a little bit or whatever, you can, but you don't. It doesn't really matter. Oops, sorry. Those are the margins, but really, in reality, we're going to keep it within that 1 inch in here. Now, one of the things they're going to want is, I don't know, do I have any pictures anywhere? That's a picture from our golf outing. It doesn't really matter. If you wanted to put a picture on there, then you would make this picture. This is a screenshot, but it's a picture. I might just take that out because that's going to be too hard. So you put a picture in, and you just keep manipulating it and moving it around. And then with the picture format, you can arrange and you can position it in certain spots. Sorry, make the screen a little bigger so we get all our stuff. Under wrap text, a lot of times I'll do tight and you can move it around a little bit. Sometimes it's not working real well, but you can always do behind text and move it even a little bit. Whatever the case may be. I don't know why these fills came in on the shape format. You might have, if that's the case, I don't know what the heck happened there. But if that would happen, we would, maybe start over and do something. Sorry about that. But you get the idea. You put these on here. My computer's acting up, as always. But you get the idea. You make these 3 text boxes. You put a picture. You manipulate how to move it around, behind text, square, tight in, all that stuff. And what you'll end up with is something that looks like that. And we'll give this to you. That's in Google Classroom. So this area, is a footnote or a text box. This area is a text box. This area is a text box. Down here at the bottom is some information. Also, you can manipulate that, do whatever. And what we're trying to do, if we were going to show you letterheads, if we got some images of some letterheads, the idea is making a business letterhead. So you see how they got something there, or they have that up there. Now these go down quite a bit, but you don't need all of them. So, here's an A, and then here's Norwalk Public Schools. Okay, that's not the best example, but here letterheads. That's not the world's best example either. Here's a letterhead. So there's a variety of different examples out there. This is a very common, put letterhead here, put information here. I got lines going across, just depends what you want to do. There's tons and tons of examples out there. But that's the idea behind it, is making a letterhead. So we make this one in Word using those text boxes. Again, sorry about the blue just showing up. But we'll do that. Then what we're going to ask you to do is you're going to read the directions for a personal letterhead assignment, and you're going to choose between the one or the other. This one is just creating your own personal letterhead. It can be now, it could be 15 years ago. Use text boxes. You can make them look colorful. With Word, you can change layouts. You can do, or you can do it in Google Classroom too. I don't care. Google Docs. But there's a lot of different things you can do to make it look good. It just depends what you want to do, okay? How you want to do it. Here's page color. So if you wanted to change the page color, if you wanted to fill in text boxes, if you wanted to put a line going through, you can use the borders function. We used to use that a lot. You can put a bottom line going across. You can move that wherever you want it. But whatever, okay? You can be creative with your letterhead, and you just have to pick one. Now, the second one, so this would be a personal one, just like let's say you want to be a doctor, you're going to be a professional guitar player, you're going to be a poet, I don't care, whatever the case may be. Or you can just be you, whatever. This one, you can be the head of marketing for a team. You can be the president of a band club, TV show, Netflix series, blah, 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 blah. And you would put like Grey's Anatomy and, put some information, put a picture. You can put like different Twitter, social media accounts down here. You can make things up. You can look them up, whatever the case may be. But you want to make one of these after you make the cool seafood. This one you'll make just like we have it here. This one you create on your own. Okay. Hope it goes well. Good